Join us now, Sonia and Soraya, who are both here, and I want to thank you for sharing everything you've been through and giving us all a glimpse into how quickly everything can change. But I do want you both to update everyone in terms of where you are at now in terms of recovery.
I am 5.5 years sober.
And this past December, I reached 3 years.
And one of the reasons why we have the two of you here is because you were young. And we're using this term millennials, and joining us now to also discuss this, drug and alcohol counselor Bob Forrest, who is the co-founder of Aloe House. Because Bob, what changed? Why are there so many millennial addicts now?
The access to prescription drugs in America became crazy in the last 15 years, and we all know that. And so inevitably, millennials just thought, I'm taking a safe drug, I'm taking a drug you get from a doctor. You know, Soraya's told me time and time again, her first drug dealer was a doctor.
When we were in our briefing, you were talking about way back in the day when you first went into rehab. How old were you?
I was 27 in 1988. I went to my first rehab, Hazelden in Minnesota, the Harvard of rehab. I was the youngest person in the facility. Now, being 27 at Aloe would make you one of the oldest people in treatment. There's an interesting statistic I looked up. In 1985 was the year I became a daily heroin addict, right? I looked it up. Statistically, it was estimated there were 558,000 opiate addicts in America, of which I was one. There are now 20 million opiate addicts in America, only 32 years later. We have to look at this as a society, as a people, as a nation. We cannot allow a whole generation of young people to be destroyed by drugs.
How can parents have a conversation with their children, or what conversations should parents be having with their children, and what age should those conversations start?
Well, I have a real dark sense of humor, and I just think you should assume your kids are on drugs at this point. We have medical marijuana, legal marijuana. We have prescription drugs that are out of control. We have illegal prescription drugs coming from China through Mexico into the United States. We have kids dying. It's the leading cause of death in America. There's something wrong with us that all our kids are anesthetizing themselves with drugs. And we need to look into the soul of America and say, you know, these are great kids. I work with these girls. These are amazing kids. Right? And they're so easily susceptible to drugs and destroying their lives. It's sad, and we've got to, as a nation, deal with it.